everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got a crazy story to share, one that my wife and I are still trying to process. Everything started out great when we moved into our new home, until our neighbor did a complete 180 and things took a dark turn. If you enjoy Storytime videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, let's get into it. The perfect neighbor. At first, in July 2024, my wife and I moved from Virginia to Tennessee for her new job. The house we're renting is attached to our neighbor's place, and there's even a covered walkway connecting our front doors. Small town vibes, right? Our neighbor also happens to be the property manager, but not the landlord. At first, they were super friendly. They welcomed us, made us feel at home, and everything was great until Christmas rolled around. The cat-sitting conflict. In December, we got married in Virginia, so we were gone for a week. My wife arranged for our neighbor's 12-year-old to feed our cats while we were away. We agreed to pay $10 per day, $1.70 total, and they accepted. Simple, right? Well, not really. A few days into our trip, our neighbor suddenly decided that $70 wasn't fair because they didn't realize it was twice a day. They texted my wife saying, "Hey, we're heading out for dinner. Can you send the money now? It'll be $140. Hold up, double the price?" My wife reminded them of our agreement, but they argued back and forth all night. They even claimed a dog trainer told them our rate was too low. Eventually, just to stop the argument, my wife paid $100. But even then, our neighbor was still annoyed. That was the first red flag. Things get weird. After that, we kept our distance. The only interaction we had was a brief, casual conversation about New Year's plans, and the only message we got from them was a text saying we could use their driveway during a snowstorm. Everything seemed fine until January 14th, the night everything changed. That night, our neighbor pulled into their driveway and just laid on their car horn for way longer than normal. At first, I thought maybe they had an emergency and needed help. So I looked out the window. That's when it happened. They got out of their car and started screaming. And I mean screaming. Yelling things like, "Backhand index pointing right. Come outside, bitch. Backhand index pointing right. Come to the door, PY. Backhand index pointing right. I know jujitsu. I'll beat your A asterisk asterisk." At first, I thought maybe they were arguing with someone else, but nope, they were looking right at our house. And just when we thought it was over, they left and came back later that night, doing the same thing again. At this point, we were done. As soon as my wife got home, we called our landlord. They were just as shocked as we were, saying they'd never seen this side of our neighbor before. They suspected it had something to do with an issue over their totaled vehicle, but honestly, we weren't convinced. Avoiding the neighbor. The next day, we didn't see or hear from them at all. But on January 16th, things fell off. I was out walking my dog when one of their dogs, who usually roams freely, started following us. As I walked up the driveway, the neighbor suddenly poked their head out, called their dog inside, and acted like I wasn't even there. It was just bizarre. And here's where things get really sketchy. A while back, our neighbor mentioned that their ex, the parent of their child, used to be in a heavy drug use. Recently, we noticed that this ex had been hanging around a lot more. Could this explain the sudden aggressive behavior? We don't know for sure, but it's definitely a thought that crossed our minds. My wife and I agreed. If anything like January 14th happens again, we're telling our landlord we don't feel safe. The problem? Our lease isn't up until July. Breaking it would probably cost us. So, I'm turning to you guys. What would you do in this situation? Should we try to move out early, or just ignore them and hope for the best? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.